I have this dream. I want to get to 1 million as a community, because then I know I'm helping people and I know what it is like to be down there in the rock bottom. I had a stepdad that was abusive. We were really poor. I grabbed my bags. I told them that I had a place to stay, which I didn't. The coldest winter ever. The snow was up to here. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have money. I had nothing. So if I can somehow, somewhere help people do something better with their life, then that's my purpose in life.
Hello and welcome back to the Option 1 podcast. I'm Oliver, and in today's episode, it's exciting. We're going to be talking about business, entrepreneurship, I think that's a word, and The Apprentice. I want to show you and introduce to you our beautiful, very glamorous Jemelin Artigas.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't not do glam, sorry.
You look, I did say off camera actually, I think you're one of our best dressed guests so far. Sorry to everyone else who's been on the show.
Thank you.
As usual, can you just explain to us, for those that don't know who you are, can you just summarise why people might know you and what you do? Yeah,
sure. So I was a contestant in the Apprentice TV show 2019, pre-pandemic, which is awesome.
That's important to say.
I'm a motivational speaker, an online educator, an all-round businesswoman, entrepreneur, and presenter. Gosh, the list goes on. And anything that I can do, the pace.
I love that. Yeah, so fantastic. So it was it season 15, I think?
Season 15,
Season 15. Now, what I normally like to do, Jemelin, is to start off with the guests, like to get them a bit loose, ask some crazy questions, some good questions and some weird ones. So we call them our icebreakers, our Option 1 icebreakers. So first of all, what's your favourite reality show and why?
Gosh. Can I say The Apprentice?
Yeah, you can say The Apprentice.
Because it's business-based. I love business stuff, so it's always been, The Apprentice.
That's a good answer. You just love business.
I just love business.
Awesome, okay. What animal would you change your arms with and why?
A monkey.
Oh, why?
Yeah, because it just goes everywhere. You can just hang around and just go fast everywhere. So you never get tired. I can do pull-ups. I can just run around and disappear.
I love that. Yeah, just use your arms strong. But they are going to be like mad hairy. But it doesn't.
That's all right. I can wax them.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Right, good answer. And you thought about that before because that was quick. What is the best piece of advice you have received?
Everything in this life has solution but death.
Oh, I want to say that again.
Everything in this life has a solution but death.
Everything in this life has a solution but death. I like that. Who told you that?
My mother.
Your mother, okay. And because you are a motivational speaker and businesswoman, what's the best advice that you give to others?
This is I don't mean to talk a lot about death, right?
No, that's fine.
So we're in this game of life where it's, they say I told you was gonna be in this game. You can play this game, Nintendo, whatever, Xbox, and at the end of this game, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Will you take lots of risk? Will you just go crazy? Do whatever you want. So the best piece of advice I can give anyone is that we in a game where we're all gonna die eventually.
I love how you just throw away. So we're in a game and we're all gonna die. But
why play safe?
It is true.
Why are you going through life cruising and thinking that you can, you got time, that you can't take risk because I don't know why. And then, eventually we just, and I always say if our life flashes in front of us before we die, apparently. I've never had a near-death experience. Make it a good movie. Make it something worth watching. Not just you going to work and going back and then going to work and then getting drunk every weekend and then going to work. That is a boring movie. So make it a good movie. So take as many risks as you can.
I like that. I really like that. So to summarize, it's live your life, take risks, and then die. There we go. We just get
that. It's going to be game over eventually, right?
Game over. I love that. Take risks, die, game over. Yeah. Perfect.
Life is a video game when we go different levels and then, you're going to succeed and then you're going to fail and then you're going to fall over and, it's just treat life as a video game.
That's really interesting. I like that. It makes a lot of sense. With everything you do, what is the best way to motivate someone?
I always say to people that motivation is not really what you're aiming for. Motivation lasts a short period of time. And that's for me talking to, a lot of entrepreneurs and people. Don't learn to be motivated, learn to be in discipline. okay? Because business is tedious, business is boring, business is not this great thing that you're like, oh, I'm gonna be a business owner, I'm gonna have a jolly time, it's gonna be amazing. No, you're gonna have more meltdowns than good times, and it's not as easy as people put it out to be. So learn to be disciplined, learn to be, create habits and focus on the daily things. Divorce the results and marry the process. And it's not about it's not about the success, it's not about when you get there, it's who you become in the process.
The journey.
The journey is who you become from when you started, from when I went to the Apprentice and I had no idea and I was nervous because English is not my first language and to now, after doing everything I've done to build what I've built, now I can, rebuild and rebuild and rebuild because of the things, the skills and everything I learned along the way. So motivation, it's temporary. Discipline, it's forever.
That's interesting. So my next question was, like, what motivates you? So you have taught yourself discipline, right? So you wake up and how do you tackle each day?
I think about every day doing something that I've never done, doing something that it makes me feel uncomfortable. I usually think about, if I feel comfortable doing what I'm doing, that means I'm doing it wrong.
Makes sense.
What am I gonna do? So let's say I hate cold calling people. Hate it. I can't call somebody and, try and create a business
and sell
meeting
on the phone.
or anything like that. So that's exactly what I do.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I remember that, picking up the phone. I like to speak in person, but they say, don't they, you need to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation in order to grow or succeed.
Absolutely. So my day-to-day is thinking of ways on how I can get uncomfortable, how I can, fail at something.
Take
and
risks.
A lot of people are focused on winning, where I focus on losing, because losing teaches you lessons.
Yeah.
And from losing a lot, then you end up winning. And I know it's a really weird way to see things, but majority of entrepreneurship is losing. It's sucking at something. It's being bad at something. So getting excited about being bad at something, it shifts your mindset.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, well, I know I'm gonna get good eventually, And I find that a lot of people start something and they quit really fast because they don't win or because you're gonna suck at it for a very long time. Yeah. But when you actually understand that you have to fail, that that's part of the process, that no one got to success being incredible from the beginning. Yeah,
because you can learn more from losing.
That. Yeah.
You grow more. Okay, right, a couple more and then we're going to dive into your backstory, your history and everything. So what celebrity do you love and why?
Definitely not Alan. I'm joking.
Oh, we'll talk about you in a moment, Mr. Sugar.
I'm joking. What celebrity do I love?
Is there a celebrity that inspires you, or one you would want to meet and chat to? Like any type of celebrity that just really speaks to you, that makes you think, oh, I'd really love to meet that person.
I love Tony Robbins, clearly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think he's
big as well, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think his story and the way he does business and the way that you can tell he's after the mission and not the commission, and that's why he's gone so big. I would love to meet him and speak to him and just get a piece of his mind.
No, that's cool when it marries up with, your motivational stuff as well. Tony Robbins, I didn't expect you to say that.
I know.
But hey, that's why the question's there. Favourite movie and why?
2012.
That's a disaster movie.
I know. Again, it makes you appreciate what you have.
I love that. That's so that's where the world freezes over, right? Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it's literally like, we take for granted everything. Everything. And seeing things like that, I don't know, for me, maybe I have a very dark soul, but it just makes me appreciate that, we have what we have. It makes me wanna, I don't know, recycle more. Makes me want to be a little bit of a better person.
I love that. It makes me watch 2012. It makes you want to recycle more. That's when you're having a bad day and you're like, put on 2012. Yeah. It could be worse. You could be frozen and die. Yeah. Right. Okay. Cool. Then let's go back to it from the start. When did you come to London? What was your childhood like? I want to go before The Apprentice. With little Jemelin, where did you start off? What was going on?
Gosh, traumatic childhood. I had a stepdad that was abusive from the age of 9. So my mom left my dad. We were really, 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 really poor. Talking about like, barely able to eat. My dad was really poor, my mom was really poor. And then she met my stepdad and he was wealthy.
Yeah.
He ended up losing everything anyways at one point, but that's another story. Moved with him. I had my sister, then my mom had my other sister with him. I was the eldest, so I had to protect them. I had to cook for them because my mom had to work.
Yeah.
He didn't do much. So I was at home with him all the time. From the age of 9,
Is this in Venezuela?
In Venezuela, yeah. Until about the age of 12, there was a lot of abuse, there was a lot of trauma until I could stand up for myself. Obviously, I never spoke up a lot. I did try telling my mom, but I wanted to protect my sisters.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go back to, struggling and all of that. So when my mom told me, you want to go to London? I didn't even know where London was, to be fair with you. I had no
All
idea.
you'd ever known was just Venezuela.
All I knew was Venezuela. And I left the country once when I was 7 to go to Disney World with my mom and when they first started dating. And I remember that was my first, sort of like international flight.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, is this flight going round and round and round? And I can't believe this being like 10 hours.
Yeah,
So
where's this plane going?
We still haven't landed, but I was 16.
Yeah.
I was a baby. So I had a boyfriend at the time. He was living here already for a month. I came and met him. I met his best friend. We used to live in Good Street in central London, but a tiny little accommodation. It was like 5 of us, bunk beds, like the space of like this corner. Because a lot of people think, oh, wow.
Yeah, but other people say, oh, yeah, live in London. But
I know.
the London space
Central
is...
London. It's like, no. I had £800 in my pocket. I spent about £300 on a jacket.
You had £800 in your pocket?
Yeah.
Why did you buy a jacket for £300? Was it cold?
Yeah.
Was it that cold in London?
It was. I came here in September, and as soon as November hit, I was like, no. I remember going to this really posh place, and I was, 300. Yeah, it's beautiful. Why not?
I've got 800.
I got 500 left over for the rest of the year. That would do. But it was a very warm jacket.
Oh my God. Have you still got the jacket?
No.
No, why not?
I don't know what happened with the jacket.
You should frame that so you can see where you've come from.
It kept me warm when I became homeless.
Yeah. So let's touch on that then. So you're in Venezuela. We're over in London now. You're 16. Going from that apartment, how did you then just become homeless? What happened?
Right. So when we first came, it was a very tiny community of Venezuelan people.
Yeah.
We all knew each other. When we were all together. When I found out that he cheated on me, and I found out that everybody knew but me.
This was your boyfriend?
The boyfriend at the time. I felt so upset and so angry with everybody because I felt like all of you lied to me and in a way, I kind of disappeared. So I grabbed my bags. I told them that I had a place to stay, which I didn't.
No.
I grabbed my bags and I just left. And I didn't have a phone. I didn't have money.
Yeah.
I had nothing, It was in the middle of January, so it was
cold.
the coldest winter ever. It was like the snow was up to here. This is when it used to snow.
Yeah. Did you think, what have I just done? I've just literally...
Well, at the time, I didn't. Obviously, I'm a hot-headed Latina, so I'm not even thinking straight. I'm leaving. I pack my bags. I leave, and I remember leaving, and I was like, it started raining. Obviously, we're in London.
Standard.
There's this art thing on Tottenham Court Road, and I go underneath that, and I see these people leaving a building with like briefcases and like suited up, and I remember thinking, you know what? I had 2 options. I had the option to go back home, call my mom somehow, get her to pick me up, go back home, be a failure, not learn the English that I came to learn, or that could be the beginning of my story. And I remember looking at those people and thinking, you know what, one day I'm gonna be successful like them. I'm gonna show everybody, and I was only 17 years old.
Yeah.
So like, imagine, at this point I'm thinking, I have no idea where I'm gonna sleep, eat, I don't know. I don't even speak the language, so I don't know. So then I went on to Soho Square. I remember I met there used to be this thing for the homeless people in Soho Square, back then I left my bag with this really lovely gentleman. He was like a veteran and he lost everything during the war. And he said to me, go to the tube and keep warm. So try and run behind somebody.
So you left your bag with it, you said, excuse me, can you look off my bag?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, he offered. He spoke Spanish, so he offered.
Oh, okay.
He offered. I said, well, there's going to be two things that's going to happen. He's going to run off with my bag and I'm going to lose everything I have.
Right.
Or I keep here, I stay here and I freeze to death. So I used to go to Havana, the club, to stay warm and dance salsa.
Yeah.
Bueno.
Well, that would keep you warm, wouldn't it? Yeah, why not?
Until about 2 a.m. And then I used to get on the bus, on the double-decker bus.
Yeah.
And I remember the guy coming upstairs to ask you for £1. I used to run it downstairs.
So you just keep, just doing circuits until...
And then suddenly they'd be like, and I just ran off. Because it used to be open, thank God.
Yeah. Oh my God. And you're 17, so you're still fast. Like, no way. So then, okay, so how long were you homeless for?
Couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. And then how did you then transition into getting back into a house?
Well, I got run over by a motorcycle. So
Whoa, sorry, you got run over by a motorcycle?
Yeah.
What were you doing in the street?
So I went to actually have so my ex-boyfriend felt really bad and his dad worked in a restaurant and he said, oh, look, I found you an interview with them to be the cleaner of the restaurant. And obviously I'm thinking, I was working flyering, so I was really freezing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, absolutely. Imagine working in the warmth. That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
So as I'm going to the interview, I get off a bus, but instead of going from the back, I go from the front and I get ran over by a motorcycle. And I literally just roll over.
Did the guy come off the bike as well? Was it?
No, he didn't. But he hit me really bad.
Did he stop?
I don't know. I remember waking up in the yeah, he did come to the hospital, of course. He didn't run. But I remember waking up in the hospital and I felt really good.
You felt good?
Because I was in a bed.
Oh, God. You're like, I should get run over by a motorbike more often. This is great. Free food, good sheets.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. I woke up and I remember thinking, I hope I have something broken.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping.
Please, broken leg.
Like, and the guy, the motorcycle guy, he was actually Brazilian, so he spoke a little bit of Spanish. Like, I can't believe like, he was really nervous, right? Yeah. And I think he felt like I was going to sue him. I didn't know what suing was, so he was like...
He was safe, yeah, you were like, you're fine.
He was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He thought I was gonna like, I don't know, do something bad, but I wasn't even thinking about that. All I was thinking is like, when do they give food?
Yeah. So was you okay? Was you out the same day?
So the doctor came up probably 5 or 6 hours after I'm in the hospital, and the doctor is like, I can't believe this is insane. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, I got something broken.
Yeah.
He's like, you have nothing broken. Everything is good. I'm going to discharge you in the next couple of hours. And I'm like, are you sure? I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. So I was making things up. I was making up there. I was dizzy. I couldn't breathe. So they kept me a bit longer. So they kept me like for a day and that was it. And then...
You got the job? Did you get the job at the cleaners?
No, I had to wait. I had to wait another days and then I had to tell them the story. They didn't believe me. Got a job, and that's how I managed to find somewhere to stay, like a room, because I was able to afford.
Okay. So that's mad. That story from coming from Venezuela to like your first kind of experiences in London, being homeless, and being run over by a motorbike. So then let's fast forward a bit now. So did you always know that you wanted to be on a reality show? Were you avidly looking to apply? Because obviously you went on the Apprentice. How did it initially come about?
So I was going through a really bad spell of depression. I suffer from my mental health, serious panic attacks, anxiety, and everything else. I felt like I was 34, and I felt like, I have very successful sisters. I have a sister that's like a supermodel, and then I have another sister in Miami. She's like this incredible, manager in a company, and here I was trying to work and not getting anywhere.
So you kind of compared yourself to them, which
No, I didn't compare, but just felt like, wow, I'm the eldest. I was meant to be the one to
that's hard,
do things. And I've done nothing. I felt like I've done nothing with my life. And I felt like, we put all these expectations by 30, by this, and I have this. So I was really depressed. I was suicidal. I had my son, he was about 5, and I remember he came in one day and he was like, Mommy, you really stink.
I was not expecting you to say that.
I know.
Mummy, you stink. And how old is he, sorry?
It was like 5 or 6.
Man, for a 5-year-old, because their nostrils aren't even fully developed, so you must have really stunk.
I think I did, yeah.
Man,
and he
I
was
love
like,
that.
Mommy, why are you always sad? And I don't know, I just felt like, you know what, it's time for me to do something.
Yeah.
I can't live like this. It's not.
That was the spark.
That was
your son.
he did it. And then I opened the laptop and I kind of opened the laptop thinking I'm going to apply for a job, whatever comes in, whatever.
Yeah.
I've always watched Apprentice and I always loved The Apprentice. I always said if I was to be on a reality TV show, it'd be The Apprentice because I'm so business
you love it, yeah.
Driven and you know. So I remember applying. I had this idea for an apps for events industry because I was working in events. And I remember they sent me the confirmation for my audition and I was like, oh my God, this is happening.
So the first stage was just a form online, fill a form out, and then they got back to you. What did you have to do? Can you remember? Did you have to film yourself on a phone?
Well, this is where the bit that gets really crazy, right?
Okay.
And I always tell this story because it's insane. I got the audition letter and he said, you must wear business attire, a suit or corporate or business attire.
Okay.
Got the letter, didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not really a suit kind of girl. If you watch the show, I don't really wear any suits. I'm like a bit more like out of the norm.
Bit more glam.
Yeah, glam or like but not suit, but you know, I put something together. And I remember I got on the tube and as I'm like, I'm not even thinking, I'm just scrolling through my Instagram and then I get off Tottenham Court Road.
Yeah.
And then I'm like walking and I'm like, this is, oh shoot, yeah, I used to live around here. This is very familiar. Then I'm walking. And then as I'm carrying on walking, I start getting goosebumps. And I'm thinking, 18 years ago, I stand in that corner saying one day, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna be like those people that were coming out of those buildings, wearing a suit and being important. At the time, I thought being an accountant or something, like that, or a lawyer. I was going into that building wearing a suit. So
it's come full circle, like you've almost seen your
myself.
From
and
17,
then I remember I called my partner and I said, I'm gonna be an apprentice. And he said, what you mean? You just gone to the audition today? I said, no, you don't understand. I manifested this.
Yeah.
I cried. This is the reason why. This is the image that I've had all the past 18 years, somewhere subconsciously. How is it possible that it's in the same building? In the same exact building, and I'm wearing a suit.
So you believe that was you manifesting that as that 17-year-old girl, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I thought The Apprentice was in Canary Wharf.
That's mad. So did that give you a ton of confidence going in because you remembered that going in and that's why you think you might have nailed your audition?
But then you get in there and then you look at all these people that are amazing and you think like, okay, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm just
So what did they make you do?
Maybe I'm being the Lulu.
What was the first thing?
They just want you to be yourself and they basically ask you questions about, you know, who you are, why you think you should be on the show, why you think you should be selected. And there is loads of people in the auditions, they're trying to be different. So they say some really weird stuff and like...
To be controversial, mate,
Yeah, and it's like, mate, why are you doing it? I'm like, yeah, I want to be on the show because I think Lord Sugar should invest in me because I'm just awesome. Yeah. And, you know, or I've just got the best idea. And, you know, being yourself, the personality, I think being a Latina, I'm the first Latina, born and bred Latina to be on the show.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, but I felt like it was my calling and I just kept going. Because when you get to the first level, there is levels. That is very, like, it's a building. Yeah. You get the first level and then you get to the second level and then you get to the third level and then you get to the fourth level.
Yeah.
And that's when you get interviewed by the camera person. They ask you.
So there was loads of people don't know this. So you had like an initial, obviously the form, then the initial one, and then they go right, send her up, and then eventually you get to
the top.
The top.
Yeah.
And how did that go? Was it just an easy chit chat?
Well, you get in this room with various eccentric people, as you can imagine. Everybody's trying to, you know, be on TV for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's weird because you want to be yourself, but then you want to be out there and you want to say things that are out of the norm. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to be myself, but I'm not going to hold back.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Nice. And with The Apprentice as well, because a lot with reality shows and we see it comes across very polished on our screens.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say so in some of it.
Are you watching the same show?
Well, what I want to know is, how much is it reality? Do the producers come in and
Everything
say...
is reality. I tell you the only thing, it's been 5 years now, so I don't have NDA anymore.
Yeah, good.
The only thing that might be a little bit more produced, I will say, is that initial video when they're like, I think I said, if you cut my veins and I bleed ambitions or something like that.
Yeah.
They suggest things for you to say.
Okay, that's interesting.
But that's to make it a little bit more interesting, entertaining. But everything else, nothing, absolutely nothing is scripted. Everything is natural.
That's cool. Did you really love it? Is that like the best thing you've done? Would you say being on The Apprentice, was that?
Absolutely not.
No, okay. What didn't you like? What didn't you like about?
No, it's not. I didn't like it. I was very grateful to be selected. I was very grateful for the experience. I just think it's very coming from having a little bit of mindset. At the time I was doing network marketing. So I've already kind of like worked on my mindset. And I remember the first thing the Lord Sugar said is like, I don't care if this glass is half full or half empty. All I care is that you sell the bloody glass. And I was like, oh, but I do care if it's half full.
Yeah, I do care. I want to drink a full glass.
That's kind of like my thing. And that's why in a lot of the interviews that I did, and I did say that, by week 7, I didn't see me and Lord Sugar working together, which is completely different people. I respect him as a businessman. Yeah. I respect him as what he's built and everything he's done, but...
Why is that? Why would you not see yourself working with Alan Sugar? Is it just different?
Yeah, different energy. I don't hold back. I speak my mind.
Yeah.
And I think he likes to work with people that are a little bit more mellow, a little bit more, do what they
and almost
he can
like
control.
He can control, right? And you're a bit more of a wild card.
Opposite. I'm the completely opposite. I will tell you how I feel. I will tell you what I think. And I will always guide by my gut. And if it doesn't feel right, I will never do it. And I will never just go with the flow. I don't like to like I said, I believe in the game over thing, so.
Could you speak to Alan Sugar when you weren't filming, like off camera? Was he quite chilled? Would he be like,
no,
all right, Jemelina?
No.
Oh.
No. No, at all. He came in the house. When he used to come in the house, he just come in, do his thing, leave. But I think it's part of the competition, I guess, because he can't really speak to any of us.
No.
Because it's unfair, right?
Sure, I get that. I just didn't know if there was a side to him that, because he comes across very strict and matter of fact. When the cameras aren't rolling, he kind of relaxes a bit because he knows and he can chat to you guys a bit.
No.
But no, it's very much...
He would now and then do things. I mean, he was obsessed with Thomas Skinner. There was so much bromance there.
Was there?
Oh,
right.
God.
Yeah, Tommy Skinner, everyone loves. He's the one who's like, you all right, guys, how you doing? Yeah, Bosh.
Yeah.
So, he's done well out of that series, hasn't he?
Yes. So I love Tommy.
Because he was kicked out after you, wasn't he? Was the one after you?
No, he lasted a couple of more episodes, I think, or week 10 or something like that.
So let's just remind us because you went out in week 7, so at least you weren't first, because that's the worst, right?
Thank God.
Why were you kicked out week 7?
I wanted to, first of all.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was in the bottom 3, and just we won 6 tasks out of 7 or 5 tasks out of 7, which is a lot.
Yeah, and was this your first time in the bottom 3?
It was my first time in the bottom 3.
Okay.
Or the second time, I can't remember.
It's all the third.
It's all a bit. No, first or second, I wasn't more than that. And I remember we left, we came outside, and then you get in the car with the producers, with your assigned producer, and he's like, you gotta fight. And I'm like,
so he tries to motivate you. This is what people don't know. So you've got a producer saying, right, we're going to go back in there now, we're going to film the sacking. And he's saying to you, does everyone have their own producer, one-on-one?
Yeah.
You've got to fight, because they're trying to
You can
squeeze.
get to the finals, and I'm like, no, I'm ready for a glass of wine.
Do you think he's trying to squeeze you to say something for the entertainment?
To beg. And I wasn't ready to beg. So that's why I'm week 7. It didn't make sense because I'm just sitting there really quiet. And then, they kind of like, okay, for that reason, Jemelin, you're fired. And everybody's like, huh?
And you're already gone. Yeah, see ya.
Thank you. No, and like I said, I was really appreciative. And a lot of people's like, oh my God, it's almost like you pretty much walked away from £250,000.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that you should sell your soul for any kind of money, you know? Like at the end of the day, I didn't believe in me and him being business partners anymore. So what was the point of me carrying on?
And you had 7 weeks, so you kind of got a feel of, just also, because you stay in the house, right?
Yeah.
What's it like in the house? Are they, because I imagine there's lots of time where they're not filming. Are people like who they say they are? Do you notice they put up to cameras? Were there any like arguments in the house when you're all staying there?
Oh God, yeah, it's all sorts. Like
Really?
it kicks off in the house all the time. But to be fair with you, we're so tired.
Yeah.
They exhaust you so much that there is things happening and you just don't have the energy.
Really?
You're just like, nah. Okay.
Can you go home at weekends or not? Or you have to stay there for
You're staying there. No. You're staying there for the whole period of the process.
So out of the week, right, how many days would you be filming if a week staying
Every day.
Every day?
I filmed every day for many weeks because I kept winning. So the day off that we had, I was actually filming the day out.
That's actually quite intense because looking in, you think, oh, they're staying in a really nice house. They probably get a lot of time off. And you get, obviously, if you win the task, you get to go on the cool activities.
Yeah, but even on the cool activities, you're filming, so you're not really enjoying the cool activities.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to drink any alcohol. And, you only get like a little tiny bit
and then
when
that's
you're
it, no
celebrating
more.
winning, and that's
what
it.
What about the dirty little cafe? When you lose the squat, and do they say to you, right, you're going to go in the cafe, I want you to argue with each other? Do they just...
No, they don't tell you. They don't have to tell us to
No,
argue
because
with each other.
you're
just going to do it because everybody's trying to blame each other. So yeah, it's. I guess the reason why I made it to the show and the reason why many people make it to the show is when you are opinionated and when you are somebody that doesn't hold back, and you know, that's the reason why everybody in the show is like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, Apprentice is over now. You are famous. You're out week 7. What kind of jobs are coming to you? Are people coming to you with ridiculous offers to go, come on our show? I want to know the kind of after business you get after being on a show like that.
I think we were really lucky in a way because we were one, if not the most controversial apprentice out there.
Yeah.
There was like, racism. There was, not that it was racism, but there was news about that because the first 7 people, unfortunately, was ethnic minority.
Yeah,
And, the press likes to twist everything. I think it was just a really bad, coincidence, to be fair with you. I didn't even think
and the
it
media
was
just
actually,
jump on it, don't they? They just jump on it.
And then, I think it was such a controversial one, and we wasn't meant to be seen in public, right? Yeah. But then you get invitations to all these red carpet events and these film
it's not
premieres.
Finished. It's not finished. That's it. You kind of know who's already won, right?
We didn't care. So we all tell each other, like, we're not going to the premiere, but then we get to the premiere and everybody's there. But the naughty ones, it was like 10 of us. 7 of us. And obviously we're getting photographed each other. We're on the press. We're on the news everywhere. I'm getting popped everywhere.
You loving this?
Of course, who doesn't?
Yeah.
It's awesome. I went to Nobu, took my family to Nobu. From being homeless, cleaning toilets, to getting popped outside Nobu and being on these magazines and stuff, but I knew it was gonna end. I knew it was gonna be my 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
So I used the hell out of it as much as I could.
How did you extract what you could? Because you sound like you knew it was 15 minutes fame.
Yeah.
It was gonna end. So would you set a rate and say, I'll do that, but I'm only doing it for this? Would you go and, go to magazines that will come to you asking for your story? Were you business-minded then and said, yeah, I will, but kind of, barter with them for your rates?
Never got paid for anything.
Oh, do they not? I thought they'd give you money. I thought they'd say, come and endorse this product or...
No, I got one brand deal, which was really good for a trading company. That was the only good thing, kind of.
A trainer?
Trading, yeah.
I was going to say, I want some Jemelin Artigas trainers.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's what I said to you. The influencer lifestyle doesn't pay for your bills. And there's a lot of influencers out there that, trust me, they are broke.
Yeah. But they go into all these glam events, but it doesn't tell the story.
But I speak about, if anybody follows me on my social media, I speak about this. I went through this really high, the apprentice, you get paid for bits and things like that, and then you getting invited to all these events, and you're spending money on buying clothes and all of these things. You can't really go back to your normal job because
you're known for the Apprentice.
But then it kind of everything died down, and that's when I kind of had to go back to my normal job. But I was still getting recognized because, like I said, we were quite because Apprentice is not like Love Island. Love Island is, everybody knows.
A bit more longevity.
Yeah, you don't see Apprentice people getting followers and getting invited. Like, there's a lot of Apprentice people that don't really work on media. The reason why my motivational career was launched is because there was someone inside the Apprentice that sold my story about me being homeless. And I remember at the time, I thought, oh my God, this is going to be really terrible. People are going to think, like, why is this lady, with no education and no background going into the Apprentice? That's so unfair for everybody else. But then in a way, it launched my motivational career. That's when I started making a living, like money, because I was getting invited to talk at universities and places. I was like, you want to pay me that for talking? I mean, I talk until the cows come home.
So you started, so you had the brand deal with a trading company. You did a few bits from that, but everything else was just not paid, just wanted you to come, collab. And then you started making money motivational speaking because going to universities. Someone from the BBC sold your story, did you say?
No, I think I only told 2 people in Apprentice. So, yeah. So I don't want to mention names.
No, that's fine. We won't.
They know anyway.
They've made enough money off your back now.
They know.
So basically, because would you say that, because you mentioned Love Island and the longevity, would you say ITV looks after their contestants more than BBC looks after theirs? Because is there any other opportunities that BBC...
I think that there is a difference. Like, BBC looked after me, to be fair with you, when I told them I was struggling with, like mentally. And obviously, I struggled a little bit after the show, but then they appoint me somebody to talk to, and, because I spoke up and
like a mental welfare person.
Yeah, like a welfare person. But I don't think the BBC has, or The Apprentice has the amount of... attention that the Love Island does,
right?
So it's not as seen as much. Where with The Apprentice, it's what you make out of it. And I worked my butt off after I left The Apprentice. I wasn't precious. I was going to every event I was invited to. I was going to every podcast I was invited to. I wanted to build my personal brand, and the only way I could build my personal brand is once I saw what my story created and how people felt from my story and how inspired, like I had young girls messaging me saying, oh my God, I'm dealing with this and you're my inspiration. That's when I realized, oh my God, my voice, my story can actually help other people.
Yeah.
And that's when I started, just being everywhere, just trying to help as many people as possible. And that kind of, even that I didn't get paid, that built my brand because people got to know me as Jemelin, not Jemelin from The Apprentice, but Jemelin. And then now I'm after 5 years, I've managed to build a really good personal brand, a magnetic one. People know me, and that can be very powerful in the world of business.
I want to talk to you about your brand, but I just want to go back a bit. So because of the person that wrote about your story, that set you off on a trajectory of being a motivational speaker. So that helped you basically.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get on to Jemelin, the brand. Obviously, on your social media, you sell digital product courses and obviously motivational speaking. For those that don't know, what is a digital product?
Okay.
What would you say?
I mean, a digital product is everything right now what we're doing. It's like a podcast is a digital product, course, mentorship, memberships, and just basically digitalizing knowledge and being able to help other people in the world of online. Access is scalable, massively, limitless, and making income from it. And the story from that is basically, so I had the high of The Apprentice, right? Everybody wants with you. Everybody, wants
to speak to Jemelin. Everyone wants a bit of Jemelin.
Boom. And eventually, the phone dies. No one is calling you. Press is not writing about you. The paparazzis don't even photograph you anymore.
And that is draining.
It's not the draining part. So I've never been after fame. If I was after fame, I would have gone to Love Island.
All right, because you know that,
I've never been after the fame. What did it for me was I went on the show, had all the hype, everybody wanted with you. Suddenly not many people want, it's different. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, I need to go back to work. I'm never depending on anybody. I've always been financially independent. The money's dry now. So I go back to work. The only thing I used to do, events.
Yeah.
So, lead generation, hostessing, glorified waitresses with heels.
Yeah.
But that's all I knew how to do.
You needed money.
And I needed money. So obviously I'm working in Wimbledon, Chelsea Flower Show, Formula One, and I get recognized. As soon as I speak, even that I changed my hair color. And you're that girl from The Apprentice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
This again, not this again.
I'm like, yeah. Oh, and you're doing this now? Okay, well, good for you. And I'm like, okay. And I know people don't mean harm, and I think majority of people don't think that it could affect you so much, but then when you're hearing it over and over and over and over again, it just gets in your head. And I remember thinking, I can't do this anymore. I don't know. Like, I thought The Apprentice was my blessing, but it's now my curse. Everybody's making me feel like, why am I doing this? I'm like, well, at least I'm not selling drugs.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm doing something legal here. But I think the comments from people really got to me, and I went into a massive depression, which led me going into huge drowning in debt. And I remember thinking and seeing people making money online. I was like, oh my God, perfect. I hate people right now, so I want to be online.
I hate people. I love money. I hate people. So let's talk about that transition then. So you went from hostessing, doing the events. How did you...
To depression.
Start to
suicidal.
Suicidal.
No wanting to get out of my bed.
Rock bottom.
No wanted. All the jobs were coming in. Oh, can you do ASCO? Can you do this?
Yeah.
Can you do that? And I'm like, no.
What did you do? What did you say? Right, I'm going to make money online.
January 2023. I remember. I thought, okay, here we are. Here I am again. I'm 38. No, nothing to my name. You know, I've been living this illusion of a lifestyle, but nothing is paying me. I don't have any money. I'm drowning in debt.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all these people like making money online. I'm like, what are they doing? So I went on a quest on what I can do. By this point, I've gained a lot of knowledge, right? I've gained a lot of knowledge on personal branding, on public speaking. So I'm like, I can maybe mentor somebody. I can maybe teach this. I can maybe create an online course. And I went on a quest for 7 months, obviously YouTube, Google, everything. And I remember just thinking like, oh my God, this is not easy. Like there is nothing, I used to come out more confused. I used to spend 10 hours in YouTube and then come out, I'm like, I don't know. So you end up procrastinating. In August 16th, 2023, I saw a girl on TikTok talking about a digital marketing course with reset rights. And I remember thinking, I spoke to her, she got on a Zoom, I had 40 pounds in my account.
Yeah.
But I had 250 pounds overdraft. That was available.
Yeah.
Jump on a Zoom with her. She explained it to me. She's like, oh, look, it teaches you for beginners in mind. It teaches you how to put a funnel, how to do email marketing, how to do branding, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm like...
And this was all with digital...
Digital marketing, digital products.
Right.
Yeah, so basically it teaches me how I can actually launch my own digital product, which is my own online course.
Right, okay,
But I had no idea.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I had no money to pay somebody for a website or to pay. So at this point, I'm trying to do everything myself, and I had no idea how. So I go on a Zoom call with this lady, and then and she's like, oh, we take Klarna and ClearPay. And I'm like, I remember just going like that.
Yeah.
The thing goes in, and 99 pounds I paid with ClearPay. And I remember thinking, it's gone on my overdraft. I don't have money, I don't have a job. Thinking, okay, I need to make this work. I need to do something. I didn't eat or sleep for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I launched the actual course to resell it because I thought, let me just make my money back. Before I launched, I made 1,192 pounds. And on my first month, I made 18,000 pounds.
Really? Just from, so, because it sounds a bit vague. What is the online course about? So
the same online course that teach me how to launch my own course.
So it says...
So things like, what is digital marketing? Just like yourself. Right now, you're like, okay, what is that?
Yeah.
So it teaches you how you can get in the world of the online business, how to create a funnel, how to create an email marketing campaign, how to do your branding, your logo, your domain. So everything that goes in the online space, but it guides you every step of the way as if you are a 2-year-old.
Right.
So it's for somebody that's never done anything online. But then the same course that is done, it's been done, it's recorded.
Yeah.
It's not really branded, but it's recorded. That same course, you can pack it up, put your domain, put your Stripe, and then you can recommend it to other people and sell it, and you keep 100% profits.
Right, okay. So
That's
what they give
basically what it
you,
is.
you can just sell on.
Yeah.
And it's just a beginner's guide to if you want to create a digital brand.
That's it. So I went on to kind of like resell it just to kind of get my money back and pay the £99 for the next month.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that 3 people were interested, because it teaches you about social media, how to create content, how to use CapCut, a lot of things that a lot of business struggle with.
Okay.
And I had these 3 people coming back to me and saying, hey, I want this. And I made that money in a matter of 24 hours without even me promoting it. I thought, this is good. It's gone viral. Success leaves clue. It's gone viral for a reason, right? It's gone viral in the USA for a reason. So I saw the demand for the product, and then I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this, and then eventually I'm going to launch my program. But for now, this product is done. I don't have to create it. It's
so you're
proven.
just focused on reselling what you've just been told?
Yeah.
And how would you do that? Just put it through Instagram?
I just like the lady did it on TikTok, on Instagram. I jump on Zooms. I show the people what it is, and then they, because they can pay with like ClearPay or Klarna.
So literally, you were just selling someone else's product, and you were just shifting it on.
Yeah.
And then after you've done that, you have started doing your own online program.
So finally, after so many years, I started making money. Like real money. I'm talking about £5,000 to £10,000 per month.
Yeah. Okay. So good money.
I've gone from being broke to finally seeing some sort of success, and this comes from helping other people with the business, helping them make money themselves. So in February, I launched the first UK reselling academy.
Right.
And then I did kind of like the same concept, but I added my knowledge into it. So basically, anyone right now can get the academy and they can sell my knowledge without giving me a penny.
Okay.
They only obviously pay for the joining fee.
Keep all your knowledge in this. It's like an ebook, right? So they get it as a file.
It's a course.
A course.
Yeah, it's a course with modules. It's a community platform.
Yeah.
And it's modules, and there's loads of people as well that are inside the community.
And does it talk about types of digital products?
Everything.
You can sell. So tell us, what digital products do better than others? Like, what is the best type to sell? Knowledge. In a specific subject?
Courses, mentorships. I believe everybody has an expertise. Like, for example, you could set up a course.
Yeah.
They could teach people how to present.
Right, okay.
Because you have that expertise. So selling knowledge, the e-learning industry is worth, I think it's 300 billion.
Okay.
It's $1 billion a day. And the reason why is that a lot of people don't believe in going to university anymore and learning from a professor that just teaches it. I'd rather pay you to teach me how to present or how to get into the media career, then go to university and get in debt for 80 grand to come out and probably not have a job. Okay,
this is starting to make more sense now. So you're tapping into experts. You want to learn from an expert. You paying them money, and then they send you an ebook or whatever, modules that say, look,
mentorship,
this
modules,
is what I've done. Almost like a shortcut.
Like a shortcut.
I want a shortcut, and I want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you don't need to be an expert. You could be. I always put it from level 1 to level 10, right?
Yeah.
You could be at level 5. And right now, it's somebody on level 0. And they want to get to level 5, but they can't pay somebody like Tony Robbins.
Right.
So they go and, get involved with somebody. They buy a course from somebody that is on level 5. And they get started. And then they get to level 5. And then eventually they start making money with the knowledge and so on. And I think everybody right now should be making money in the online space through the knowledge. You can remove whatever is in your head right now that somebody needs to learn and put it into a digital, package it into a digital product, put it online. You end up helping people become something that they want to do.
Yeah.
They don't have to spend a fortune. You can sell courses from $97 to, $500, whatever price you want to put it. And then you make money. That is the easiest business model out there.
Have you found this so easy since you've started?
No, it's not easy. It's simple. Because you still have to market. You still have to speak to people. You still have to be business-minded. I think a lot of people think, I'm gonna make a course. I'm gonna create a website, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes.
And then no one's buying. And then you're
nobody's gonna buy, of course. So I just launched my program, which was sold out, which is the Digital CEO Accelerator, which is basically everything I've done, the blueprint from, the marketing that I use, the funnels that I use, the email marketing that I use, the personal branding that I built, and everything packaged up and then given to somebody to just copy and paste.
So what does that teach them? How to generate the sales?
One of the parts is how to generate the sale, but not only that, how to create a beautiful garden so you don't have to go and chase the sales, so the people can come to you. You know when you chase butterflies?
They
run away?
Yeah.
This is the problem. A lot of people don't know how to sell. They don't know how to do social selling. And it's about building trust with your audience. It's about showing up as yourself. And the reason why I was able to be successful is because people got to know me before. You see, they knew I was homeless. They knew I struggled with my mental health. They knew Jemelin. They will never give people or somebody they don't know the money. So
you think this helped you because you put yourself out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of businesses struggle because they hide behind the product. So nobody buys products. People buy from people. People buy out of emotion. I don't know if you've seen when people have an iPhone and an Android, and they fight as if they build these iPhones and Androids. It's like, oh, you got an Android. Oh, you got an iPhone. Because these companies have done the perfect branding, which is to create an emotional connection with their product and the person. And I think the reason why a lot of people don't sell or are not successful because they're not doing that. They're hiding behind the product. They don't know about branding. They don't know about marketing. They don't know about all of that. So the reason I created the program is to help small businesses and people that want to get into the online world like yourself, that you have no idea where to start. And then at the end of the program, you end up with your product, making money. You know how to sell. You know how to brand yourself. And you know to do everything else.
So you help them with all the advertising as well.
Everything.
So if we had a new product now then, we've got these really good recipes, right? They're so good, but I'm going to sell them like recipes you've never ever seen. It's just a digital recipe. What do I do first? Help me. I want to sell it. How am I going to sell this to make a load of money?
All right. So the first thing, obviously, you need to work on a strategy, a plan, right? Who's going to be your niche? Who's going to be your target market?
People at home.
No, that's too broad. You have to niche down. You can't just be, because when you have a broad niche, you want to talk to everybody, but you talk to nobody. So you have to think about, okay, well, what are my recipes? Let's say your recipes are like fast recipes, right? Quick. Okay, so my recipes are for busy businessmen, entrepreneurs. They like to cook, but they don't have time.
That's who it's for. Let's sell them.
Okay, so then you have to then think about how you're going to brand it, Then you have to create your funnel. Then you have to create a marketing strategy on how you're going to get those people, how you're going to drive traffic. And the best way to drive traffic these ways is content, podcasts, Instagram, TikTok.
Right.
So and show up. And then you start to build your brand. And then you get 1 or 2 clients. The first 1 or 2 clients are going to be cheap. They're not going to pay you the full amount, but you're going to get them to give you some social proof. You're going to get them to give you a review, a testimonial. Right? And then you start building that, because you can talk about your product until the cows come home. It's only until the people that do the product and use the product that starts talking about it, that's when people are going to buy it. And then you build on that. And then eventually you create a good brand. You create a community, and then you got people bragging about the recipes, and then more people are buying it. You're making money, you put in more money into paid ads, and then so on. It's very simple.
Okay, no, I got a bit of an idea. So we make some TikToks of me cooking and do that. Would you suggest doing adverts like Facebook advertising as well, or is it more keep consistent with the content?
Everything. I just believe if you are going to be in the online space and you're not showing up, then what is the point? Do everything. Do free content, do educational content, inspirational content, do ads. Obviously at the beginning of the business usually don't have much ad budget. So find a way that you can create a little bit more income, passive income, or somehow, so then you can put a bit more ad budget. In order to make money, you need money. That's basically the fundamentals, but it's a catch-22. Because where you get the money at the beginning, and this is why done for you products is the cheat code for me. For me it was, because it was done, it was created. I didn't have to validate it. I didn't have to do anything. It was just there. All I had to do is talk to people about how amazing the product was, get them to buy it, make sure that I look after them as customers so they can refer me with more people. Or if they wanted to resell it, then obviously they won't refer me. And then, I started making money. Then what I did when I started making money, apart from going away for the first time on a first-class trip home, after that, I invested in mentors.
Okay.
I invested in people to fast-track me.
So to help you build you up and learn so you
scale.
then... Okay.
Because I've already had the little foundation, but to scale. Where do I go from here? Okay, I've got 15,000 in my account.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna spend on ads, and I'm gonna spend on this, and I'm gonna spend on maybe social media manager, or so then you start to inject money into the business. And then now I've launched my own program, right? It was a sold out. I made $25,000 in 48 hours.
Nice. And because it's digital, right?
It's digital,
There's no overheads.
Yeah, so there is overheads. But I'm not gonna lie to you.
But in terms of the logistics,
you get the ad spends, you get your marketing team. It's not all in total, like that. Just in case the tax man is watching.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not a tangible product, is it?
But it's something that So what's gonna happen with that money right now? I'm gonna now then reinvest that money, and then my business is just gonna grow. So like I said, if you can find a way, whatever you are a business owner, whatever you do, that you can digitalize your knowledge or sell down for your products, there is always going to be a way to make money online. The problem is that people don't know how or where to start, and that's the reason why I launched my academy.
Okay, that makes sense. So if you're watching and you want to sell stuff online and digitize it, and you don't know how, Jemelin is going to be that person, your angel, your guardian agent that help you make money.
Just DM me.
So we've just had the Euros, and I want to ask you, what do you think of England's performance in the Euros?
Oh, God. Really? I'm a bit of a football man, so am I allowed to say?
Yeah, I want you to.
Do you know what? I'm going to say something, right? Second time we're in the final, okay? Like, come on.
Yeah.
We have to give them a little bit of credit. I do feel like English players can be a little bit of a spoiled brats.
Spoiled brats?
Yeah.
Why?
I think that we should mess with the money. I think that should be a good thing to, like, in my country, right? If you play football and if you score goals and if you perform, you get paid.
Yeah.
But if you don't, your money gets messed with.
Messed with, like taken, lowered or taken?
Lowered, not with the brand deals, but I'm talking about And I believe like England is so good at football when they wanna be, and you can see them playing. And come on, Spain they savage, all right? What's the name of that 16-year-old? I keep forgetting.
Yamal.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal,
like, come on.
He's good.
He's like a Tasmania in the field. Like, you don't know where he's going, and suddenly goal. And you're like, what happened? So it wasn't an easy task to be put at. But yeah, I believe that we have to kind of like be like the Spanish people, like keep going.
Yeah.
We kind of like cruise for a bit, and then we're like, okay, shoot, we gotta do things. And then we go. And then you feel so proud. But yeah, it was heartbreaking.
Like what you said. So basically, you are saying we should pay our footballers performance-based. So if you are bad at performing, and we could say the people could rate them out of 10, and depending on what rating they get is what money they get, yeah?
I like that. I think, and like that will make them force themselves to push a little bit more. Because they win or lose, they get a lot of money.
Exactly, they do. Okay, right. Recently...
I might just get the whole bloody country against me.
Don't care. You just tell us what you think about Jemelin's opinions about...
Thank you. Be kind, please.
About that. Okay, recently they have found, you might not have heard this, but it's pretty thought-provoking. They found a cave on the moon. Is that kind of like the future, us living in caves on the moon? Would you want to live on the moon?
Oh, God, no.
Why not?
Oh, gravity.
No, but
gravity.
I've given you a gravity suit, you're fine.
Oh, Sue, do you want to hide all this? No.
Oh
my God. Unless they're like a fitted suit, then maybe
I'll put some like Swarovski crystals on it and bling it out a bit. So you can...
maybe. No, I think this is the issue, and I'm going to bring the success bit now into this conversation because it's true. So everybody wants to get to the top, right? Yeah, I want to get to the top, gonna get to the top. And I always say to people, I hate to break your heart, but it's not top. It's not top, okay? Look at Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He's the most successful man in the world, and he's building a colony in Mars, you know?
Would you want to go in that?
No.
Okay.
But I just think, like, come on, like a cave in the moon. It's just, first, I don't know if to believe it, to be fair with you.
You think it could be...
Maybe aliens.
Yeah.
But not humans.
You think aliens are on the moon?
Yeah. Not on the moon, but somewhere. I believe in aliens, for sure.
Yeah.
Think and seeing aliens.
Did you say you've seen aliens?
Well, UFOs. In my country, we see a lot of that.
Do you?
In Venezuela, yeah. When I was little, I used to see weird stuff in the sky. Yeah.
Like alien stuff?
Yeah, like stuff that flashes and, you know.
How do you know that wasn't just a plane or something?
Because it just looks really strange. It's not really what a plane would do. Like, I remember I was 12 and I was looking up the sky and I thought I saw a shooting star, but then it was happening quite a lot. And then I was like, I remember I told my mom, look, all the shooting stars, there's so many, I have so many wishes now. And then
so many wishes now.
And then she looked and she's like, that's not a shooting star. Because it was just moving really weird.
So you're not the only one that saw aliens in Venezuela?
Oh, no, plenty of people have seen it. Yeah, it's a common thing.
So aliens do exist, but just in Venezuela?
I have no idea, but I think they do. I just went to Egypt, to the pyramids, right?
Yeah.
And that made me question humanity. Like, there is no way back that many years ago that just humans.
How did they build that?
Yeah, come on. Like, and then they have all these sort of like stories, and there's this green person all the time appearing. It's like, come on, it's obvious that, you know, that was aliens. Yeah, absolutely. Like, but I guess, you know, human brain, we're always so skeptic. So.
I love that. This is why I love these trending topics, because you never know where they're going to go, and I never knew that aliens existed in Venezuela.
I mean, in the universe, by the way. So
exactly. All right. What about? This is interesting because recently as well, restaurants, because of online and how powerful it is now, restaurants are getting almost like scammers. It's called review bombed, and they're saying if you don't pay me £2,000, I'm going to review bomb your restaurant and get a load of people, bots, whoever it may be, to leave bad reviews. And obviously people look at reviews. But what would you do if you were approached with that situation and someone came to you, because obviously you have a course and you have reviews, and someone said, look, Jemelin, I'm going to review bomb you. What would you do? What would your advice be? How would you get out of that?
Oh God, I believe in karma. And I just be like, yeah, go for it. I make sure that I get more reviews that are good.
Yeah.
You know, and I make sure that I take them all down if they're bots. There must be a way, just like there is a way of putting them there, there is a way of taking them down.
Basically, you wouldn't pay the blackmail.
Oh, hell no.
You should. Oh, hell no.
God, 2,000. I could go, I don't know, a weekend somewhere.
Yeah.
No way. No, I'll never give in.
No, I can tell that as well. I think you'd be like, do it.
First, I make them scared.
Would you?
Yeah. I just tell them I'll find where you live.
I'll find where you live.
And I just stand outside and just watch you live your life.
You'd review bomb the review bombs. You'd double it back.
If you think you're gonna mess with me, you have no idea what's coming to you.
Oh my gosh! Don't mess with Jemelin. That's what it is.
I don't believe in giving to bullies or anything like that. And it's the same when somebody like comments something really mean on like somebody's Instagram or even my Instagram, and people are like, don't respond. I'm like, I like to respond. I like to make these people feel like they can't just talk to anybody like that, you know? And I do agree to some extent not to kind of engage with it. But then if we keep ignoring the matter, they're gonna keep doing it. So I want it to end on with me, you know? I don't want them to, if I ignore it, they think it's okay, then they're gonna keep on doing it. So there's gonna be a next person, and that person might affect them as much as killing themselves or doing or harming themselves. So I feel like the responsibility of doing something and not just being like, you know, I don't believe in kill them with kindness. I believe in putting them in the place and just thinking this is not okay. You can't do this.
Okay. No, because a lot of people do say that. A lot of people say kill them with kindness, and you say.
Just killed. I'm joking.
Just kill. Put them in their place.
Put them in. I know people. Look, when people are doing something really mean, it's because they're hurt. Yeah. Right? I don't want to hurt them more. Right? I usually feel sorry for anybody that is mean, But the way I respond is like, go and heal yourself.
Yeah.
Go and do something with your time a lot better than to make somebody else feel wrong. And my mom always says something beautiful is, if you have nothing good to say, then don't say anything. Just stay quiet. So why?
My mum says that too.
Yeah.
It's a mum thing.
So I just, if they go and respond and start, I don't get into a conversation, but I do want to make people feel and understand that it's not okay.
Yeah.
To just be like that or say something like that. Makes them feel, maybe, it might not make them stop, but it might. Never know.
What's the future of Jemelin now? You're a very exciting person to chat to because you're very busy. What kind of projects have you got that you can talk to us about that you're doing in the future?
I want to help people make money.
Yeah.
I want to help people become the best version. I want to get my academy. So I've got my academy, right? And I had this idea that I want to make it £1 million academy. But I don't want to make it £1 million with like just me. I want a community £1 million. In order for that to happen, we need 2,000 members. So the more people that I help,
we need Jemelin soldiers.
No, all of us. Because remember, once they're in the academy, they make money. We don't make. One of the beautiful things about this is we don't make money off each other. This is no network marketing.
Yeah.
This is no affiliate marketing. There is not. We all on the same level. We all working together to become better.
And you're selling different things, aren't you? So
we're all doing different things.
Yeah.
Different niches. It's the same product, but different niches, different industries. But yeah, I have this dream that I want to get to 1 million as a community. And I love that. I love the fact, that if I can do that, that will be me forever.
That's like the dream.
Happy, yes.
Yeah.
Because then I know I'm helping people and I know what it is like to be down there in the rock bottom and struggling and not seeing a way out. And London is getting more expensive as we speak. So if I can somehow, somewhere help people do something better with their life, then that's my purpose in life. And I will do that through my programs, through my talks, through any time that I speak to anybody. I've got a YouTube channel. I just launched a YouTube channel because I just want to give all the information away for free. And then if they do want the implementations, then they can join the academy. Yeah. That's my aim. So if you listening to this, follow my YouTube channel.
We can push that, yeah.
I'll go 40 subscribers. We'll
double that, Dan. We'll put all of Jemelin's social media and YouTube in the description. Don't you worry.
But bring clarity. That's what I want to do. Bring clarity of, I feel like everybody's holding back information out there. I don't. I give it all away. And then if you want to, work with me and you want my help, then we can do that.
Right, well, that has been it for this episode with Jemelin Artigas. Listen, remember to follow Jemelin on all of her social media. We'll put that in the description below for you. And make sure you stay subscribed and hit that bell notification icon for the Option 1 podcast so you can see me, Oliver, with some more amazing, incredible guests coming up for you. As always, get subscribed and we will see you on the next one.
You're through to Option 1. Option 1